Oh shit! My man Tamaki was on the menu. God damn! Motherfucker ate him like he was a damn watermelon or something. But anyway, um, he was showing us the advanced form of his quirk, and that's merging the different attributes of what he eats, which actually makes a lot of sense, and I think it's genius. But what I wonder is, how come he can't turn into like, I don't know, like vegetables or fruits or something like that? Because that might be shit. If it was me, I'd be eating trees and whatnot. Like, because I've seen that he hasn't turned into anything that was inorganic. Actually, the shells, I think, on the things are inorganic, aren't they? Well, anyway, well, they're grown by organic creatures, so he hasn't really turned into anything inorganic, really. So I'm guessing he can only turn into organic things that he eat. But I mean, that still leaves. But can he only turn into animals? Is it not like plants or anything? Because you do eat plants too. Can he turn into rice? I'm sure there's something that he could do. I'm sure there's something. So maybe he only can turn into animals. If it was me, I'd come up with something better than what he got. I'd have came up with something better. But anyway, he think he doing something, and he started getting tossed around. I mean, these jokers ain't playing. Like, he brings out all these tentacles, and he thinking that he's getting ready to do something. The guy who's stealing, he's still taking the thief kleptomaniac. He's still taking little bits and pieces here and there. The dude with the crystals on him, he could block some of it. And then the craziest one out of all of them, what's his name? Table, whatever his name was. He ate him like a TV dinner. He started just snapping on him. I mean, dude just bite after bite, hit after hit. The dude was just eating him up. Chewed him right up. He was just chewing him up. It was ridiculous. I mean, arm after arm after arm. Now, what we find out is, being that he transformed, it doesn't affect his regular form when you eat that part of him, but it's still painful, which means that it's taking his endurance down. So, I mean, I guess after a certain amount of time, he would drop. He would drop, but he just won't be physically, it won't be anything physically missing from him. But anyway, that dude put in work. That tore him up. And then the guy, the kleptomaniac, took off a piece of his face. Why? To open up for a shot. As soon as he was missing that armor, he got smashed. My man with the crystal almost bodied him. I mean, he almost got bodied. He barely put up a little shield just in time, but he still felt it. Trust me, he felt it. He felt it. You heard? Trust me. That was a hit. That was a hit record. The dude just dropped an album just now. That was a hit record. Had the streets on fire. That's how hard he hit him. He had the streets on fire, man. So he ended his career. It was like a rap beef. He just ended the dude's career with that one. This is like 50 and Ja Rule. He ended his career with this one. And to be honest, I was thinking this man should be dead. And even after that, the dude was still taking bite after bite. He was still going hard on him. The other guy that was eating him, it was like, okay, there's no way this guy's going to win. That's what it looks like, although we in our mind, we know, okay, they're going to pull something and eventually he's going to be able to come back. Now, anyway, after that, he got hit with another blow. The guy turned the crystal guy, one of the crystal gems from Steven Universe, turned his arm into a giant crystal. The shit was big as a damn, I don't know what it was, like big as like a building or something like that. It was like the size of a building. He hit the dude with it, right? he got hit with a club the size of a building, and he was able to survive that. Okay, he was able to survive that. Okay, cool. He's got shell powers. He might have been able to shield his body a little bit. Okay, I can get with that. But here's the part I don't like about the chapter. Everything up to this point, great. Good action. You know, it didn't seem like an easy fight for the dude, which is good, but it's kind of not good at the same time. The reason why it's kind of not good is because Mirio is his partner. Tamaki's partner is Mirio. This dude's supposed to be like the next best thing, better than a lot of the pros already at this stage already. He's got better powers than this guy. His powers is better than him if he developed it, right? But whether that happened or not, maybe Mirio just was a phenom. He was able to develop his powers better than him. Who gives a fuck? But the point is, that's his partner, right? He's one of the big three at that school, meaning he's the step down from him. And he can't take out these three people. Like, it was like, wow, this is that big of a step between number one and number 2 or 3. That's a huge gap. Mirio was able to take out all the students. I know the students were stronger than these 3 people. And this guy, Tamaki, can't take out these 3. They're not that strong. They're strong, but they're not that strong. I will say that the dude who can eat them, his powers was just like hard for, you know, that was that, to be honest, that was a mismatch in quirks. I don't know about a mismatch in quirks, but it was like that quirk that he had where he could eat that's effective against him. That's effective against him, period. And the other dude with the pilfer powers or whatever, pilfer powers with his powers to create pills. He'd be rich right now. He'd be on the corner, Molly Percocets. You know what I mean? Percocets. I can hear the Perkins calls. That's all they'd be doing. But anyway, what I was getting ready to say is that power kind of was effective against him as well. I'll give him that. But it was just strange to say, damn, it's that big of a difference between number 1 at the school, and he's part of the big 3. Number 1 and maybe 2 or 3 out of that whole entire school. You know what I'm saying? Because number 1 was just amazing. He was able to take out every student. Wow. That was ridiculous. And number 2 or 3 couldn't handle these 3 guys. Okay. I accept the fact there's a big difference between number 1 and 3. But here's where we get into another little issue. Which, like I said, this part, I mean, like, this issue that I had, that's kind of minor because it's just a reality we just gotta accept. It's a big difference. It's a big difference between the number 1 and the number 2 or 3. You know what I mean? But it was just weird. It was just weird. I was like, wow, is that big a difference? Like, he can't handle this. But here's where it gets where my biggest gripe. So after they go ahead and give him the backstory and show that these people were like they start crying, basically. The 3 villains that he's fighting against, in the middle of the fight, after they laid him down, they said, oh my God, life was so hard. It was hard. I mean, it was hard. But somebody took us in, so we ready to fight and die for him. Which makes sense. Somebody give you a purpose in life and you had nothing? Yes, that would happen with a lot of people. Yes. They'd be ready to die for that person. Yes. That makes sense. I like the backstory they had. I like the little speeches they gave. I like their premise. I like these people as characters as well. I think they were very well done. But here's where it gets crazy. Crystal Man, which I think he's the Crystal guy. I think his superhero name, what's his alias, whatever his superhero name is, Camp Crystal Lake. So Camp Crystal Lake says that he's gonna finish him off. He already put a hurting on this guy. So he has him held down. He's getting ready to slice him. He's getting ready to put full power into this motherfucker, right? And that's when Tamaki was like, you know what? I gotta come up with a strategy. Decent strategy. He blindsided the dude who could steal, you know, the dude with the beak on him. Hit him in his face, like in his right in his eyes, you know, with some pebbles or whatever. I think there was fruity pebbles or cocoa pebbles or something like that. He hit him right in his eyes with that. Good idea. Why? So that way the dude won't snatch a body part off of him while he's in the midst of that fight. Because he's getting ready to get demolished. Good idea. Once that happens, he's able to do something with the guy's holding him down. Camp Crystal Lake is holding him down. He's able to do something with his quirk where he's able to expand his body parts. Reasonable, makes sense. And he's able to crush the crystals. I wasn't 100% sold on that. I was like, okay, maybe. You know, he did mix these animals or whatever. Maybe the crushing power of them claws and the crushing power of the size manipulation, all that. Okay, maybe I could buy that. And then they all rush at him, and he's able to turn his legs into octopus tentacles and slam them into a wall. Now, this is the part where I kind of got a gripe. Now, he was able to get all three of them because they rushed him. Being that they rushed him, he was able to hit all three of them. Makes sense. They all got laid out. They all passed out. Like, after all this punishment, he's able to stand up. He hits them with that one attack at the end. Like, they were standing pretty strong before he hit them with this one attack. And they're done? I don't know if I could buy that. I don't know about that. Like I said, the attack was good. The way they did it, it's plausible because they all rushed them at the same time. They kind of jammed themselves up by all coming at him at one angle, which is the reason why he was able to get that off. Heck, they was chomping him up. How come how come Camp Crystal Lake didn't like make a shell dome or something like that? You know, a crystal dome to surround them or something. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that ending was all that good. I mean, I guess it. I don't have a problem with what happened. I don't have a problem with how it happened. I got a problem with the fact that they got beat with that one attack. Like that's almost like a Nakama punch. Almost. I wouldn't say exactly because what he did makes sense. This is part of his powers. He did use some strategy. It wasn't just a complete ass pull. But what just bothers me is they lost to just that one thing. I mean, maybe the eat guy was named Tabby or whatever, and Scarecrow, the one with the crow on his beak on his face or whatever. Maybe them, but the Crystal dude too, Camp Crystal Lake, Jason Voorhees got laid out. He's covered in armor. You know what I mean? Like Tamaki, he's taking attacks and stuff like that. He's able to keep ticking. They can't take one more attack. I wish they would have ended it, you know, with like if he would have gave him a more devastating attack that would have really said this is it for him. This attack didn't seem like so devastating to me. To me, it don't seem devastating enough. I seen them get hit with the shell, with the tentacles with the shells on it and whatnot. I seen them get hit with that, and they were able to keep going. So it's hard for me to accept them getting hit with a chicken foot with the tentacles and they can't keep going. But overall, I'm gonna say the chapter was good. I liked everything else about it, pretty much. I just had those two minor gripes. I guess the first gripe was kind of minor. This gripe is kind of not major, but it's not going. I'm not going to say this is the greatest chapter ever just because of that. I'm gonna get a chapter 3.5. Now let me check the comments before I head on out. It's just hard for me to believe they got laid out by that attack. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe, because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that. Check the links in the description box. Peace. Oh, thank you, David.